here we are. These are the front end parts for the Canby 2015 giveaway truck, raffle truck, whatever you want to call it. 1970, I believe. Datsun 521. So anyway, Denmark boy on Ratson is one spearheading all of it, stuff like that. A lot of stuff's already in the works, and basically we are. I'm doing the front end on it. I'm not Z-ing the lower control arms, but I am going to rebuild the kingpins and install a disc brake kit. So I've already run those through the degreaser, got the grease out and stuff like that. So they're the upper control arms. So I'm going to push those off to the side. On camera, I'm probably only going to do one of these. So let's gotta love clean parts, huh? I always use wire cutters for taking cotter bolts out, cotter pins. Because if they're tough, when you grab onto them like that, you can pry them out so nice and easy. That was a piece of cake. I'm just going to throw it back in the cup because basically I'm pulling the whole hub off, drum and everything. I'm not going to bother trying to separate the hub and the drum. There's just no point. Those aren't usually on all that tight. So once that comes up loose like that, there's nothing else holding it. For my purposes, I'll just put that back on there, and I should be able to just pull the spindle out of it. But it doesn't look like it wants to, and that's probably because the brakes are hung up on it. Yep. Alright. This is a 2007 Proto, manufactured in the USA, and I can tell that since I have this identification number on here, I have had this since I was before I could drive. So, a long time ago. Okay, anyway, this is a brake adjustment tool. No, that sucker's stuck. And I've had these parts for a couple of weeks now, at least. So you'd think I would have sprayed them with some penetrating oil and stuff, but nope. I'm not that bright. Well, let's see what kind of damage we can do. At first I was thinking, okay, I'll cut all the way around the outside. And I'm like, that is the absolute longest cut I could possibly make. And I was thinking, okay, it'd shorten up if I went here a little bit, and then I thought, well, I could go here. Now I'm kind of thinking, I think I'm just going to cut, you know, like right through here, because I have the lug bolts out, the studs. And push come to shove, I can start cutting this way and then push it apart a little bit, and that should relieve the tension enough. Let's find out. So I'm going to cut on this side, so you may not quite be able to see quite as much, but it's going to keep the sparks from getting thrown at my camera, for the most part. Don't forget we had that second inner lip. This is just a Harbor Freight 7-inch. Yep, 7-inch angle grinder. Now, since I don't really want to get into the hub too much there, it's already cracked. keep in mind, I am definitely cutting into the flange, so if you want to reuse your hub, don't do it this way. I think you could probably see from there, but you can see where it cut into here, and I broke the casting here, 4 spots. So that one I got pretty darn close through. That was the first one, that's why it cracked fairly easy. And you can tell it's pretty soft stuff, so it didn't have any problem being cut. You know, and you can see how thick it was in that one spot. I mean, you know, coming at the angle we were, you know, there was got 3/8 of an inch there. And, you know, you may want to, maybe the responsible thing is wearing a respirator, you know, because you're cutting right into the pads here, the shoes. Sure, now it comes off. You know, we could take them off now, because it's already, I already have the clip out, so. Oh, somebody reworked them at one point because that's silver anti-seize in there. There's tabs here, and these are lock plates. Because these 2 bolts go into threaded holes, and there's no lock washers or anything like that, because split washers are really basically useless when you really start getting down to how they work and that stuff. But so these lock plates, these were real common back in the day and on all of the trucks, and so basically you just do that. On these, there's actually nylocks on the backside, so let's get a couple wrenches. So these are 521, so these are going to be SAE, so this is actually a 9/16. Let's get on the back of the other one here. These will not be reused. There's new hardware with the brake kits. Do keep the lock plates though, okay? You can put lock washers in after the fact, but I reuse these in the when putting the drums back, the discs back on. That's a 14. It fits the 14 better than the 9/16. I guess we'll get that out of the way for you. If you can save these, I'll save them. I'll probably glass bead them, clean them up a little bit, and pass them back on to somebody else. There we go. They're rarely worth trying to fix up. But like the spring clip right here, that could be glass beaded and reused. The rubber may be good. You might still be able to get the rubber, I'm not exactly sure. There's so much better options out there now that unless you just absolutely have to put it back to stock, I wouldn't. Just as a tidbit, if you happen to be like working on your own brake design or something like that, not even necessarily on this truck or Datsun or anything like that, the backing plate right there gives you a really good template to put down against something to mark and measure the holes if you don't have some of the fancier tools to do it. You know, another option would be to cut out like a piece of cardboard or paper or whatever, put it down over there and take a rubbing to get it. And I'm intentionally setting it in the dirt, not so much to get the bearing dirty, but it keeps the table from getting as greasy. 17 almost fits, but and cleaned it might, but 11/16 was much nicer. Yeah, you can see it. I say that like you can see it. Yeah, you can see it starting to recess there. Now, since I have the bearing out up front, that gives it room to pitch a little bit. There we go. Up. All right, you hear the clinging. Ah, ouch. Well, I didn't particularly want to do that, but it's done. I'm not going to cry about it. They're apart. The adjuster tab, the slot tab, busted off here. Oh, and that's some really nasty, ugly grease there. And I see some scoring in the bearing. Nothing bad, but they're not beautiful, so I'm not going to worry about trying to save them. So I think I'll save those two parts. As you can see, this one here, I broke the piece right off of there. I have some others out in the shed buried that I was going to use to rebuild stuff like that. But so as you can see, these shoes are just really stuck here. Guess what? I'm done with it. I got way too much work left on the rest of it to do to worry about this. All right, first things first. Let's knock the tab up. See, somebody's been in here before. Tabs are pushed back. They didn't bother to lock them back up. Alright, more scrap metal.